Welcome to Full Frontal Fatherhood. My name is Julian Redwood. As you may know, I talk a lot about how to create a balanced family where the man is empowered to take care of the kid so the woman isn't so overwhelmed and isn't having to nag him to get involved. As a result, their relationship can thrive and the whole family can be a happier place. One key component to having that situation go well is good grandparents. Obviously, too many of us don't have access to grandparents and the wonders they can bring. But for a lot of people, their grandparents aren't a source of joy and support. They're actually a source of stress. You don't want to be that grandparent that's the nightmare that's avoided. So I want to give you a few things that you can do to be an awesome grandparent and end up being the one that's called back over and over again because they love having you around so much. So what's the difference between a grandparent that's really rocking it and a grandparent who's a real pain in the rear? A lot comes down to your ideas as a grandparent about what parenting should be like. You probably have a lot of experience in raising kids, a lot of ideas, and you want to help your kid be a great new parent. But a lot has changed in terms of how we raise kids. There's been a lot of developments in the field of psychology and raising kids, and we have a much better idea about what they need. Your ideas, unfortunately, may be outdated. And even if they're spot on, coming in with your agenda and your ideas about how it's going to be is probably not going to be well received. So the first thing that you can do to be an awesome grandparent is just to go and ask how you can be helpful. Your child may have a hard time asking you to sweep the floor or clean the toilet, but that's what's needed right now. So maybe even offer to hold the kid while they go out for a walk or take a shower. Be as helpful as you can be. It's a time for you to be selfless whenever possible because it's a very stretched situation. And if there's a calm grandparent there that's available to help and generously give from the heart, it makes a huge difference in everyone's situation. The second thing that you can do during this time is to not even expect to get some quality time with your son or daughter. This is a time when they need you to step forward and be there, and they may not have the space, the energy to even hang out and talk with you. They might be exhausted or their brain might be fried. If you expect to be able to sit down on the couch and catch up, that may be an imposition. Notice where you're expecting to get your own needs met, and particularly in those first stages when the baby just comes out, see if you can just be a support to the situation. The third thing is really important. Don't assume you know more. Obviously, you have a lot of experience being a parent, but the reality is that so much is now understood about what a kid really needs, and the ideas about parenting have changed drastically. The way that kids were raised a while ago was quite bad for a lot of kids, and we now understand a lot more about what kids need. Although it's not perfect, there are a lot of better ideas about how to be a parent. So don't come in with your ideas when you see a stressful situation happening. Don't criticize or provide unsolicited feedback about what's being done wrong. Go in there, ask how they're parenting. What are their ideas about parenting? Maybe they don't have any, but you could ask, is there a book perhaps that they've read that you could read so you could understand how kids are getting raised now and what their philosophy is for how they want to raise their kids? If you can use the same vocabulary and have the same ideas in your mind, then you'll be able to both understand the situation that's happening with the kids as well as be helpful in a way that will lead to a more harmonious situation rather than the conflictual situation that so often happens when grandparents come in with their ideas about what should be happening. Being a new parent is really intense. If you as a grandparent can stand back with your own needs and be more selfless and give into the situation, you'll be that grandparent that's called back and invited more and more rather than the ones that are avoided and kind of held out because their presence actually isn't helpful. That can be hard at first, to hold your tongue and to just give. But if you can do that, you'll be brought into this family and the whole family can thrive much more as a result of your wisdom and your calm and presence. Thanks for joining me. I would love to hear your ideas about what it means to be a great grandparent. Please join the conversation below. Let's keep it friendly because this is hard stuff and we're all doing our best. And I'll see you next time for another episode of Full Frontal Fatherhood. Take care.